Hey guys, Jacob and Mario here. Today we're going to be talking about the last season of Fairy Tail and what's come out so far. So far it's 6 episodes? Or did the 7th just come out? I believe it's 6 episodes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, we're going over that and we're going to talk about our feelings with the season because if you remember a few weeks ago, we talked about episode 1 and how we were a little lukewarm on it. So we figured it was owed a bigger discussion.
Yeah.
So we watched it all this week, and I gotta say, first up, that I think they did a really good course correction. I think they really figured themselves out after a bad first 2 episodes, to be honest.
I mean, they weren't that bad. I think it was just they needed to like lay the groundwork.
They were lackluster.
Yeah, they were lackluster, but they needed to lay some sort of groundwork to it. I'm a bit annoyed with Natsu as a character because he looks so awesome, and then
He really did look cool at the end of last season.
yeah, and they touch upon that, like what he looked like, and then they get to this, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's a waste of a very cool character design that they showed off. And in anime, a character's changing of clothing or style or design is such a big thing.
Especially when it's been the same way for so damn long.
Yeah, it feels weird because they've just sort of gave him this new look and then took it away. And it's not that he doesn't look cool, it's just he looks the same as always.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
It's the final season. Do something different.
Because this season clearly shows how unbelievably powerful he is. He is
I think it's just
unstoppable force of nature, and he just looks the same as always, and it's kind of goofy, and it loses this impact of... But it also does play into a cool thing where they're like, oh, look, it's just silly old Natsu. He's back after being gone for so long. Oh my god, he just did that? He just blew up everyone with like a flick of his wrist? It's like... It sort of gives this weird subversion.
He's always been strong. I think
he's always been strong.
So here it is. Because they've been versing. Currently, they've just been versing against characters who are like sort of meh. So it hasn't really shown us how much strength he's really got. Gotten during
that was this thing he even said in the 2nd or 3rd episode where he was talking about his power growth. And how he just needs to smash things. And they're like, Natsu, what's your problem? He's like, I need to break stuff. It's like I had to fight those losers in the tournament, and I didn't even have to try.
Yeah, but in this season, I feel like he's matured a bit more.
He definitely has.
Than like the last, obviously, the rest of the episodes he's been.
The fact that he's formulating complex plans. Like, are you gonna go too deep into spoilers?
No, not really. I don't think we should.
Because it's difficult.
Let's just move away from Natsu. We're talking about Natsu so much. There's other characters I feel that...
there are other characters, but I feel like talking about some of them leads into some weird territory, at least with these first few episodes.
Well, I wanted to talk about Lucy. Papaphilia, or whatever her last name was. I feel like she's really changed as a character.
She's really come into her own in a really interesting way.
And she's not completely useless anymore.
No, I love it.
That's the best part.
You see her use the re-equip magic. Or the re-equip adjacent style magic. Yeah. She brings on her outfit with Leo in the 1st episode and just proceeds to really kick some ass.
Yeah. I don't think she said it was re-equipped. It was just like a magical enhancement.
Yeah, everyone says, is that re-equip magic? She's like, haha, not really.
Yeah, once she opens the gate for that particular star sign, she
takes some of its power as her own.
Yeah.
Which is essentially equip magic. But
they don't
call it equip magic.
Technically.
But it's at least equip adjacent.
Well, I'm happy about how Grey Fullbuster looks.
Grey looks dope.
He's definitely changed for like a cool way, and they've kept it.
His whole character style has changed, as we said. Like, they sort of lost it with Natsu, where they had this really cool change in the reveal and all that. Yeah.
Because Natsu looked like a lot more mature.
Yeah.
But now he looks immature, but he has a mature feel
to
him.
The long hair, the cloak, everything he had going on. But Grey has changed and he looks amazing. And he's also ridiculously powerful. Yeah. That's one of the favourite things about a good old time skip, is that everyone gets stronger.
I can't remember technically if they've done a time skip before. Yeah, they have.
They have a few times, but this is the one where we see the most night and day change between people's abilities.
Yeah,
and like particularly Natsu, but they sort of sideline him for a bit in episode 5 and 6, and really show the other crew coming in.
Yeah,
they've got Gargiel and everyone just like wrecking shop and showing how the fruits of their labor.
Gargiel's
always been unstoppable.
Yeah, he just goes and it's like time to wreck stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why I really enjoyed the tournament arc, where it was Natsu and Gargiel just wrecking shop together.
I really enjoyed
getting annoyed at each other. Natsu like kicking him down the mine and being like, "It's fine, you were just in my way. Goodbye."
I went versing against the Dark
Spike
and Light.
and
Dark and Light Dragon.
Yeah,
Slayers. Yeah. I feel like good. I really like the opening to that whole arc, like the anime opening for it. Yeah, it was good opening.
Actually, that's something we talked about when we spoke about this last time. But man, I don't like that opening for the new season.
Oh, the new season. Yeah, it sounds like some like dubstep
synth K-pop
reject
stuff. Yeah. It's some weird Vocaloid stuff, especially with the images of...
I don't even mind Vocaloid, but this just looks like
It's the images of Charl, like, dancing in a human cat form.
Yeah.
It just sort of really throws everything off in a way that I'm not feeling.
Yeah, it just... Why?
And especially...
It had such good openings, though. Yeah. Even the first one, that was the most iconic opening, I think, anyone could really...
and they have a really strong intro for this season, where it's Urza standing, looking over the horizon. She's like... This may be our last day, but at least we'll all fight together. And then it jumps into this cute, kawaii little K-pop stuff. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you built this beautiful moment where they're all like, no, if we die, we'll die together. We'll see another dawn. And then it just completely shifts. It's like, oh, fairy tale.
And I'm out of it.
Oh, fairy tale. Of course you would do this.
I mean...
But it's good to see that the music is still there, like the theme. That all the cool horns and whatnot that they use for the title cards of the episodes and building up.
I mean, the music actually.
Yeah, the actual music.
Yeah,
the fairy tale theme.
Yeah, you can't really just change that
because I haven't watched Fairy Tale religiously for quite a while. I've only sort of picked it up.
I've watched
here and there, so. It's cool watching it again and being like, oh, these are all the elements that I remember and love.
Right. I've watched like Fairy Tale, the whole thing, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. No, I
love it.
I just don't have the time. I need to be very selective with what I watch.
Well, which
is why I'm enjoying these deep dives that we do, because it gives me the option to watch things.
So how many years have you even been watching anime for?
I watched anime for from 12 to 15 or 16, and then 17 to 23 I watched almost nothing. I watched a little bit what I could see on Netflix.
But there was never a religious...
It was never... Yeah, I went from watching it all the time, reading the manga when the episodes weren't out, to then watching highlight reels on YouTube, or occasionally watching something when I had the chance... Or it was on Netflix, like Attack on Titan, or Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail was on Netflix, or Magi the Labyrinth. And then picked it up 2 years ago now, and started getting way back into watching it properly. So I sort of missed a lot and had a lot to catch up on. So a lot of my knowledge of the last 4 seasons or so of Fairy Tail has been pieced together from watching, like, collections.
Oh, right.
But I watched that whole tournament arc because that was sweet.
Okay. So, I mean, so that's completely different to me because I've just, since I was like 13, I've been watching anime religiously non-stop. So that's why I can watch so many
I just...
anime.
I lost it because of the main crew I was rolling with. Yeah. The weird, like, feeling on the internet at the time of animosity towards people that watched anime.
Well, this is why I didn't tell anyone. I watched it. Even in school, I just told no one. It was my own thing.
Well,
I kept it to myself.
At school, my crew was all cool with it. And then I went into the adult world and I was like, oh, this is weird. And then came back to it and I was like, yeah, screw what people think.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you guys have to be like. Don't let anyone say that you can't enjoy the things you enjoy just because they don't like it.
I just left that out of anything I talked about when I was in school because it was just like, who cares?
Well,
it's my own thing.
I find it really good just working in film industry and whatnot. Like, there are some really good inspirations to take from it. The camera angles that they use sometimes are amazing. Thinking of which, that connects me back to something I really wanted to talk about. The art in the new Fairy Tail is awesome.
Oh, it's a lot better, yeah.
It's so good. Like, it looks so similar.
They would have to. Like,
I mean,
there's no way around it. Like, it wasn't better.
Remember, I haven't watched Fairy Tail in like 4 years.
Oh, right.
So I'm watching it now, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It looks crisp. It moves well, but even so, like, even the new Dragon Ball Z Super, like, the art is good, but it's not the best. So when I see something like Fairy Tail, which is like, wow, you just really stuck with the modern trend, but still haven't made it look glaringly different in how fresh it is. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The way that Natsu's attacks show off, like when he fights the blue grimoire dude in the first town, like just that giant beam of fire with the consecutive rings.
I thought it was pretty funny when there's like a scene, I think this is the second episode where there's these bandits or whatever trying to steal this guy's cart, and that's just
and he just sort of smells trouble from about a kilometer away and just blows out a tiny little bit of flame out the side of his mouth, and it just ices these 4 dudes. It's amazing.
The hell?
They always remind you of just how strong everyone has become with these tiny little offhanded motions, which is really interesting.
But I don't know. I feel like for Fairy Tail, the power balance has always been off.
Oh, for sure.
And even here, they may look like they're powerful, but I feel like it's just going to be off. It's just... Obviously, there always has to be someone who's more powerful than them.
Otherwise, it's not interesting. It's the same issue we find in every Dragon Ball. It's like, haha, I'm the most powerful in the universe. No, I am. It's like, wow, you beat the hell out of me, and I beat the most powerful guy. You must be at least 10 times more powerful.
Yes, but getting away from Dragon Ball. We're talking about Fairy Tail.
Yeah, but power scaling in anime has always been an issue.
Yeah, but I feel like Fairy Tail's been really bad at it.
Yeah, Fairy Tail's like showing Natsu taking down giant monsters with a single punch, and then the opening of this season,
or even
like Natsu killing a monster with one punch. It's like, yeah,
right,
okay. Have you gotten better? Everyone's like, wow, you're so cool. And it's not until the end of that episode where he fires this like mountain destroying beam with no effort, and it's like, oh, you're a monster. No one can mess with you. And it's fascinating in that regard because they sort of hold off on the reveal for ages, even though we always know Natsu's going to win and he's always going to surpass and he always has a plan, no matter how dumb it is. It always just happens. But ultimately, aside from that, it's been such a solid first couple episodes.
Yeah.
And a good course correction, because I think the first 2 were boring.
Oh.
I think they were boring.
I think you're giving it too much shit for the first 2 episodes. They needed to set up and get somewhere with it.
And I think that's exactly what they were. They were good setup episodes. They're like, oh, we found the characters no one really cares too much about. You guys go play over there. Oh, hey, Gray. Hey, everyone else is actually cool. They sort of got all that preliminary stuff off to the side. They're like, cool, the whole gang's back together, whatever. Here's the gang you care about. Here's the big bad. Go. They sort of use those first 2 episodes well, but they're not necessarily a good continuation from what we were expecting. And I think it sort of suffers with the momentum. It drags its feet before really picking up the pace.
Yeah, I kind of feel that, but I don't feel like, I think you're being too harsh on them.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Yeah. Because you gotta start somewhere.
it is what it is. And you do have to start. And it's hard to write a start. It's even harder to write an ending, but...
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
Endings... Oh, you can ruin a whole anime just from the ending.
And many anime have been ruined.
Yes.
Darling in the Franxx.
People are so annoying.
In you. I believed in you.
Calm down.
You were my waifu.
Calm down. But I think that's enough for Fairy Tail.
I think that's it. I think ultimately this is shaping up to be a really good last season.
I'm hoping.
And it's exciting because it is a last season. We don't often get told about that.
Actually, I don't even know how many episodes they're doing for this last season.
I kind of don't want to know.
I kind of do. But
I just want to one day be like, oh, that was it. It's done. And then really have it sent home the next week when nothing comes out. It's like, oh, it's over. And that's going to be so exciting. You know what else is over? This topic. So throw your comments and your ideas of the new season of Fairy Tail down below. We'll chat with you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with a brand new topic.
See ya.
See ya.